Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And I know I'm kind of late in doing this particular series review, and that's because I just finished watching the series yesterday. So here's the thing: for some reason, shows like this, which is a continuation, like a serial kind of thing, right? This is more like a mini series rather than an actual television series season. Um, I prefer to wait and watch it in together, and it just is that there are several other things that sometimes come up that I do want to watch, and sometimes a movie or television show which I haven't been planning to watch, but something triggers an interest in me rewatching it or watching it, and then I sit and watch that, and I wait for that to finish before I can get back to a show like this because it's not episodic. And if had it been episodic, I probably would have watched it much earlier. But because of the show format like this, I thought, okay, let's just wait a while, and that while became a little longer. And so I haven't actually watched Wonder Vision until, I mean, I just finished watching it yesterday. I haven't watched the other two, that is uh, the Captain, what is it? Sorry, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Um, I'll get to that eventually, and all the others. I'll try to get to them. And Marvel MCU universe is launching these television series, in quick succession for me. Um, but I do want to watch it. I will definitely watch it. In fact, I think I'll try to watch the other one. There's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier immediately after this. I am excited for that, to be honest. All right. Anyway, so Wonder Vision, I'm not, of course, going to take you through the show plot, but a little bit of my viewpoints on this particular show. Wonder Vision, a mini series created for Disney Plus, based on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm also getting this feeling. This is from articles that I've recently read, that the other Marvel TV shows aren't supposed to be part of this Marvel Cinematic Universe. I thought that was the whole point, right? Especially, um, I mean, they've got this thing of the multiverse and stuff, but especially Agents of Shield, which I happen to adore a lot. In fact, if you ask me about Marvel versus movies versus this show, at least the first 5 seasons, I adore the characters of Agents of Shield more than any of the Avengers or any of the other characters. That's just me, right? I actually love that show a lot more, and it's also because I get to see them, multiple weeks at a time. The characters get a lot to develop, so I don't know. I just seem to like them a lot more. I agree that the sixth and seventh season wasn't as great, especially for me for a few aspects. Even though I did think that the last season had a lot of um, really good episodes compared to season six. Anyway, we're talking about WandaVision. So it is supposed to be set immediately after the events of Endgame, and yeah, I was expecting it. I was a little confused because I wasn't sure how they were going to do this. I actually thought this was going to be between the events of Captain America: Civil War and Infinity War. That's actually what I initially thought, and I tend not to read too much about this until I excuse me, until I finish watching the show, so that I avoid spoilers, and I've been avoiding a lot of spoilers as much as I can. So you got Elizabeth Olsen returning as Wanda, Maximoff, Paul Bettany, amazing as Vision. You've also got Deborah Jo Rupp, who doesn't love her, by the way. Fred Melamed, Catherine Hahn. Uh, in certain points, I actually think she steals the show. She is amazing. She's a hoot as the nosy neighbor, but she's amazing in a lot of it. Theona Paris, Randall Park, Kat Dennings, who I think is pretty much adorable, and Evan Peters, who's got a small role as well in this, who and is supposed to be the. Initially we think he's actually her brother, Wanda's brother, Pietro. So yeah, and I'm really happy about the fact that Wanda is going to be coming into the new film Doctor Strange new film, which is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which is coming out next year. I really am looking forward to watching that, and I think it's going to be amazing. So yeah, what do I think about the show? I did not like the first 4 episodes, almost 5 episodes, as much I felt it was like this. I mean, it was like the sitcom kind of thing, and that's what we were more focusing on. We can see a television show within a television show, and it was like this for me. And then see episode number 6 or something like that, 5, or do the end of episode number 5, and as you reach into episode 6, this is where it went. The last 3 episodes were amazing. I mean, they were really amazing. And like I said, this actress who I do not think I've seen her in anything else, Catherine Hahn, she is a scene stealer. She is amazing. Uh, I mean, converted fan, just like that. She is absolutely hysterically funny, and she's a hoot. And I would like to see a lot more shows or movies with her. You do get Deborah Jo Rupp in the first episode mainly, but a little bit towards the end as well, and I absolutely adore her. How can you not? Kitty, I believe her name was in that 70s show. She's amazing as well. Oh yeah. By the way, I'll come to the leads towards the end. The 2 kids were amazing. Teyonah Parris, she plays Monica Rambeau, who's supposed to be the daughter of Maria Rambeau, who was Captain Marvel's best friend, and she's the kid that we actually see in the movie. So apparently she's also suddenly got these kind of superpowers, and it's kind of like a cliche for people to have superpowers in the MCU. To be honest, I am actually getting a little bit of superhero fatigue, if you want to call it that. And what's it with people? Once you get the superpowers, why do you have to land in that same way when you're jumping? And everybody does that, especially the women. But I don't know. I mean, I think most of the men do that as well. But it's kind of getting really irritating to me, to be honest. So when the first 4 at least episodes, I was like, do I really want to? I mean, is it really worth watching? I mean, I wasn't really getting it, to be honest. But the entire thing pays off. That particular first 4 episodes, the first 5 episodes, really are important to the entire story arc. I mean, only then you actually get the entire sense of why this is happening, and you get this feeling of family, you get this feeling of grief, and that's kind of overwhelming towards the end. I think they did it really, really well. So if it is a show of or a series of 2 halves, I would actually rate them slightly differently. So let's look at it. Randall Park, I think as Jimmy Woo, I think he was pretty awesome as well. Kat Dennings, pretty good. Like I said, she's kind of like the adorable character now in MCU, and I hope she gets some more performances in the series. I'm not really sure if she's going to do that, but and there's this group called SWORD that has actually come up. Evan Peters, it was fun to see him as Ralph Boner, I think, and he in the X-Men universe he plays Quicksilver, but he is supposed to be in this one. He is kind of placed in the role of Wanda's dead brother. And pretty much I wasn't expecting which, but then when I thought about it, Wanda's supposed to be the Scarlet Witch, so yeah, kind of makes sense that they would have this. I mean, to be honest, I'm not really a big fan of having. Even though Doctor Strange isn't there, I'm not really a big fan of having this kind of sorcerer witchcraft kind of thing in the way that it's shown in this series. In the MCU kind of thing, I mean, for me, it is more getting superpowers, more of a science fiction explanation kind of show, aliens and stuff. But yeah, superhero television series are basically very, very light on the science fiction. And they have all this multiverse, cultiverse, all that kind of stuff happening as well. But yeah, now come back to the leads. As Vision, I don't think there are many actors who could actually portray the way Vision is supposed to be, the way that we see Vision, and we've kind of like accepted him, and as I told, I think Paul Bettany delivers the same way he's done it on the in the movies, and when he's not playing Vision, when he plays the more human character as well, I think that confused look of, that kind of expression that he's got, I think he does a really bang up job. And then we come to Wanda, Elizabeth Olsen. pretty amazing. I mean, the grief and despair, the sense of loss that you feel, I kind of felt it. So I think that's the mark of a good actress. So I absolutely adore her. I think she's amazing. The two characters who really make this show for me have been Elizabeth Olsen, or two actors, and Catherine Hahn. And without them, there is no end of the show. You'll never. I mean, the amazingness of the final three episodes you will never get. Um, and yeah, I think that really makes it. The kids were good as well. Everybody does a really good job. It's only that generic kind of like evil general stuff, whatever he is. I can't remember the name of the character. Uh, what's his name there now? Tyler Hayward, Josh Stamberg didn't didn't it wasn't convincing. I didn't get really a feeling of this is the guy who's supposed to be the almost villain arc over here. But everything else about this particular series has been really good. So like I mentioned, even though I was not really blown away by the first 4 or 5 episodes, because it's more of that sitcom style thing and I was really not buying it, uh, it does. I do understand why, why it's important and all that stuff, and I think overall it kind of pays off. But if I were to split the show into two halves, maybe like put it out, not two halves but two sections, one the first 5 episodes, or let's put it as 4.5 and 4.5. The first 4.5, I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. The latter 4.5, I would give it a 10 out of 10. That's how much I enjoyed the last few episodes. And really looking forward to more. So I think I should try and watch the rest of these shows as soon as possible. I think I'm kind of missing out, and I'm probably the only person. And I've got Loki as well, so I think I'm the only person who's actually not watching it. And I'm a big fan of the MCU, so I definitely should be watching it. But it's kind of almost becoming kind of a bit of a overload for me right now. So that's where I stand. Anyway, I don't think you should miss out on the show. I think most MCU fans would have already watched it. But I don't think you should miss out on it if for any reason like me. Like I mentioned, I thought, let me just wait a little while, and then I watched it, and now I'm regretting having waited all this time. So I think I'll try to watch in another couple of days. I might start watching the Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and see how good that show is actually been. I mean, I'm going to make up my own mind about it. So thank you very much, guys. Overall, I might give this an 8 out of 10. But if, like I mentioned, the split up that I mentioned, that is more important for understanding how much I enjoyed this show, because the latter half is pretty damn amazing. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you on the next video.